I'm going to do a demonstration to show you how to apply the perspective in the portrait drawing process. Let's first talk about the tool I'm using. General is the brand. One is the hard, medium, soft, and extra soft. And I also need to use the eraser. Alright, I'm going to use a medium to draw really roughly. So even though there is a perspective in here, but you don't really need to start from perspective. Perspective is a part of the small process. Let's first start with the composition. So I'm going to put where I'm going to put, draw a little bit lighter, okay? And where I'm going to put the man's chin down over here. Just think about like a little bit rectangle to see where this little rectangle is going to place. I want you to spend enough time in this step because this is very important. I'm going to also give a little suggestions for the shoulder. Here we go. After you set the composition, you're going to start doing the measuring to find out the proportion. I'm going to use the eyebrows to the chin and the cheek over here. Oh, interesting. Now I can find something. From the eyebrows to the chin, and it goes from the cheek over here to the line, and from the jawline coming up right over here. This, it goes from here to the eyebrows. So since we already know this is the line for the jaw over here coming up like this, so I'm going to measure this. Going to be the most likely be the cheek. I'm going to lock this location, and I'm going to take this part and then measure it. Oh, now I can see this is the eyebrows. Now, since you know the eyebrows over here, now you want to take a look one more time. Is that the top over here is enough space? Okay, let's continue. So this one eyebrows over here, we don't know the other eyebrows, maybe a little bit lower. So this part we're going to use perspective to help us. So from here to the chin, the middle point is about the nose. Okay, like that. That's the nose. Okay, now because the cheek over here and the nose, the edge of the nose, are coming down like this, and almost this is cutting onto the top of the tip of the nose. So this is gonna look like this kind of, and then there's a little big triangle, the little line coming over here. Now we get the nose. So this is the proportion, and it looks like the shadow of the nose is a little bit like this under over here. So that make the nose look a little bit shorter. Anyway, we get that, and then this, right? And then we're going to take a look at from here to here. We're going to press 1, and there's going to be here on the top. And I can take a look at that, and this is about right. And the top of the head would be like coming down over here. Now first we're gonna make sure that you get all the place properly and the big relationship properly onto inside the drawing before you move too fast. Move on to the details. Now we find this. Now I'm going on this side. I'm going to gradually coming on here, cover a little bit, and then to the back. And here you go. So this is the head. Draw a little bit soft. Like this. And then come out a little bit more and wrap around the head. Okay, so no need to rush. Now I'm gonna come to the cheek over here. I'm gonna look at the line straight coming down over here, almost like a straight. Look at the angle, straight coming down all the way here, like that. And then that's the chin. Okay. Now we're gonna take a look at the mouth. Where's the middle from the bottom of the nose to over here? And look at the middle, it's just the middle of the shadow area of under the mouth. This the middle. Now from here to the over there, the middle over here, that's the top of the top lip of the mouth. Now here we go. So draw that little shape over here. We're gonna correct anything on the angular line by using the perspective. And this is the chin. Okay, this, I think this can be a little bit lower, like that. So get the proportion correctly. And that is just a shape for the shadow. It's a catch the shadow by the nose. Okay, now, and this actually coming in a little bit more because I'm drawing so softly with my charcoal. You can erase things very easily. Okay, coming in a little bit like that. And the nose could be a little bit wider. Okay, a little bit wider over here. If you want the charcoal mark a little bit darker, change to the other charcoal, to a soft charcoal. Okay. This, what I'm using is the medium, so it's not very dark. Okay, like that. Okay. Still with the, stay with the proportion. Okay. Okay, take a look at the eye, and I can see the whole shape, the top of the nose over here, the top of the side of the nose. And from here to the top, that's almost halfway. That is the shape for the shadow. So looking for the bigger shape, like this. So the whole thing over here is in shadow. And on this side is the whole thing over here also shadow. Okay. And take a look all the way over here. And we can see that on the cheek over here, there's also has shadow. There's a little triangle over here. That's the cheek over here has a shadow shape. Here you go. And over here also shadow. Okay, like that. Now we're going to draw a little bit about the neck. Is start about here. If you connect this all the way up with this angle, it's connected to the nose over here. So always try to extend the line to checking, double checking. Okay. And that's good. And then coming down over here, and then the back over here. The back, if you extend it, it's all the way coming to the nose, the side of the nose. So here you go, like that. And take a look at the front over here. So one step at a time, try to figure out all the connections. And this line coming down like this way. And if you want to extend this line, you can see they extend this line all the way, almost connect to the nose, the top of the nose over here. Connect it down. That means I can get it out a little bit more. So always check, extend the line. You can find things much easier. Okay, here we go. Okay, like that. All right. Another line coming over here. And the line over here as well. That's good. All right, now, because we already checked this to here, it goes from here to the this eyebrows. this eyebrow. That's good. Now I'm going to take a look at within this big shadow area. We also see the eye is staying over here, and one thing at a time. So you don't want to get the whole shape of the eye correct. You just want to have the top and the bottom over here. Now we're going to figure out the left and the right. We don't know that much yet. We don't want to draw solid yet. And take a look at from the corner of the nose. It looks like the width of the nose is very much correct. Now you can extend it, and actually look a little bit on the left side of this vertical line, and just about on the left. Okay, so that is the eye sitting here. And take a look. We have a library called Portrait Drawing and in the Learning Center. So there's a lot of information over there, how to measure, how to do the proportion, and spend the time in a little bit more fundamental and gradually moving up. And there's the iris sitting over here. Now we got this location right, and the eyebrows over here, and then a little turn over here. Now this is the shadow, the whole shadow. Probably come in a little bit like that, and look at it again. And on over here I have another shadow, a little bit darker shape. Okay, coming down a little bit. Alright, I'm going to do a little comparison between this corner of the mouth compared with the eye. From here to coming up, from here to the corner. Now you can always cross over to see how those is going to relate it. This is very important. And here we go. Now it's a little bit better. And take a look at this side. I think the eye can go a little bit further. A little bit. I just tap on it. That's easy. Here we go. Come in a little bit further to the left side. And here you go. That's the iris. Let's shade it a little bit. So far we have not talked about perspective yet, but no worry, we're going to use perspective to check. So we don't want to draw really firmly right now. Okay, now take a look at this mouth, the corner over here, and take a look at this nose. It's about right over here, and then take a look at the shadow under the lower lip and sitting over there. And this, the chin over here, have lots of shadow shape over here. And take a look at the cheek over here. I think this can go a little bit slower, coming up a little bit slower. Okay, coming down over here. Here we go. That's a little bit darker. And take a look at the neck. It needs to come out a little bit. Okay, and then the head over here wrap around. It need to wrap a little bit thicker, coming out a little bit. Here we go. Okay, now when I take a look again, Is that right? And I think this should be a little bit lower over here. Okay, don't get into any details. Keep working on the connection. And then this could become out a little bit. And you can do the measurement, a little bit more measurement. Okay, now I'm gonna take one more look. From here to here, and it's gonna be from the cheek over here, yep, to this coming up. So this is still correct. Alright, let's say this is the drawing we like. Now we're gonna look into where it's going to be the vanishing point, how we're gonna use it. Now I'm gonna move this a little bit more toward the left side. I'm gonna use a hard charcoal pencil so I can draw the line a little bit more clear. Pay attention to the angle of the eyebrows, the left and the right eyebrows. Is that right? I think that's about right. I think this eyebrow is a little bit lower over here. It's about this angle. All those lines in the same group, and you can pick two that is a little bit more clear to you. So I'm gonna have this line going through, and it's somewhere over here on the outside. And I don't know where it's going to be. I'm going to draw the line coming all the way and all the way over here. And I'm going to use a little sticker over here. I'm going to take a look at whether or not it's going to be right on my table. I'm going to put it somewhere over here. Is that it's going to be? So I'm going to have it one line cross over here. I'm going to move this paper a little bit higher. Sorry about that. And I'm going to cross over. Okay. All the way over here. Now we find one line. Extend it. Now I'm going to take a look at the mouth on the left side and the right side. Right? Let's take a look at that. The right side of the mouth over here. The two corners. Now I'm going to connect that over here. Oh, lucky us. Right over here. So that means this is the vanishing point. Now I'm going to take a look at this is the corner. And they have a little catch the shadow. Have a little shadow, a little triangle down over here. And here we go. Now we can use this to cross back. Now I'm going to come back over here. The top of the two eyebrows is right over here. And then the bottom of the eyebrows, it would be here. Now take a look at the top of the eye. If the top of the eye over here on the left side, and according to the perspective, and the top of the eye over here should be here. Here we go. And then the bottom of the eye, if the bottom of the over here cross to the vanishing point, and the bottom of the eye right here. And then on this side, it should be here. Okay. And take a look at the nose. And we cannot see the other side of the nose, but we can see that from the bottom over here. And it looks like this also aligned to the bottom of this nose coming down over here. But if you see both nostrils, you'll be able to also line up with the two nostrils. But in this case, we cannot see the other side. And then we can take a look at the upper lip of the mouth. Okay. Upper lip of the mouth over here. On this side, we can see the other upper lip of the mouth cross to the vanishing point. Okay, right here, and the other side is right over here. So that means is cross over here like this. Here you go, from here and coming down, and have a little bit shadow on the top over here like that. And we can see the lower lip. You can see this cross through the vanishing point. It's almost like this. Here you go. And also the bottom of this, you can also cross over here. But when you do this step, you make sure you're already done, already know the proportion, already know where they're going to be. And in that case, when you draw, you know exactly where you're going to look at, right? And the bottom of the chin is right over here. There's also medium. I'm going to have it shade the entire head a little bit darker. Okay. The entire head, and going toward the contour, the cross contour of the head. Look at that, and moving like this. Okay, that's the head on the top over here, and then you can, okay, moving that this way. Look at where it's moving. Oh, it's already broken. Okay, like that. That's good. That's the head. I'm gonna take a look at the face. I'm gonna make the whole shadow side a little bit darker, like over here, a little bit darker, and this side's a lot more darker. Okay, here you go. Take a look at the whole shadow. Okay, between over here, between the two eye is all a little bit darker, and a little bit darker over here. A little bit shape, a little bit soft color, a little bit darker over here. That's good. And a little bit darker over here as well. And we're gonna also use an eraser to create the illusion of the bear, the facial hair. Okay, that's a little bit darker, shaded into the shadow shape. Okay, a little bit facial hair. Here you go. Do a little bit more like this, a little bit darker, and then you can use the eraser to create that light, some white here, some gray here. Okay, this is a little bit darker. The lightest colors are on the top of the nose, and everything else is actually a little bit dimmer than that. Okay, inside the eye, it also have organized it is together inside the shadow. Okay, here we go. And then coming up a little bit over here, and then inside the eye over here also is in shadow, as well as the left side. Okay, and then this a little bit darker. Here you go, like that. And the cheek over here has sort of have a group of line over here, set it. So make this a little bit darker. You can see the iris inside over there. That's good, like that. And take a look at this eye. Now that's pretty easy. Now when you get into the detail, you already laid all the foundation for the whole drawing. Like say all the structure, the shape, the shadow, and the proportion, and the perspective is already figured out. I'm gonna have a little bit details inside over here. You can see the little glass feeling of inside over there, and there is the pupil in the middle of this. Okay, that a little bit detail inside over there. Okay, a little bit darker. And take a look. Inside the eye white is not really white, so you can see that it's a little bit lighter than the iris. Okay, that's good. And then take a look at the lower eyelid, and somewhere over there need to be a little bit lighter in the lower eyelid, so we're going to get to that. Okay, take a look at the left side and the right side of the eye white, and take a look at the corner over here. Here you go. Now I'm going to use the eraser to make a little bit lighter over here. Just make a little lighter, and then you're going to come back to and deduct some of the shape. Okay, only a little bit, not a lot. Okay, that's good. Right, this is how you do the portrait drawing, and not because of, oh, we just learn perspective. We have to start from perspective. When you're doing with a drawing project, perspective is the part that you are going to use to check the connection for the line in the same direction to create a little light shape. Here you go, little light shape over here, little light shape on top, and here you go, a little bit, and you can give a little bit more suggestions for the shape coming down over here. Okay, and this is how you start to finish